Greetings, fellow Taoists from far and near. Welcome. You've landed at the sacred ground of the Donghua family. This humble one, yours truly, this resident. Well, long story short, I'm the one who specializes in analyzing, dissecting, and roasting characters from the world of Cultivation novels. If we had to name the single unluckiest villain boss in history, the one who was salty from the beginning to the very end of a record of a mortal's journey to immortality, then the name Wang Chan must be shouted out in 10 different languages. And who is the person most bitter towards Han Li in this universe? No need to guess, it's definitely Wang Chan. Who else could it be? Ha ha. He was the third-generation young master of the Ghost Spirit sect, a notorious den of demonic cultivators in the Heavenly South region, famous for his life motto, "Cruelty is truth, ruthlessness is art." Heaven blessed Wang Chan with a rare dark spirit root, which was like being buffed by the game developers with a cheat code for practicing demonic cultivation arts. As a result, since he was a child, he was heavily nurtured by the sect's grand elders, who crammed him with all sorts of evil techniques, especially the blood spirit arts, which sounds bloody just from its name. He was considered the genuine article, the great hope of the Ghost Spirit sect in its grand plan to invade the state of Yu. Every time he appeared, Wang Chan would switch on his cool young master mode, wearing a mask like he was in an opera, with an aura as cold as the money in your pocket at the end of the month, and demonic chi fluttering around him like ghost money. On the eve of the all-out invasion of the state of Yu, he led his cronies to the Yen clan's treasure-snatching convention, and while he was there, he made a move on and proposed to Yen Ruyan, the daughter of the Yen clan's ancestor. Since the Yen clan had already secretly switched sides and thrown themselves into the arms of the demonic path, this deal was a resounding success. An overjoyed Wang Chan immediately set up a grand formation at the convention, using his blood spirit arts to turn the event into a mixed hot pot of blood sacrifices, sending countless righteous disciples to the afterlife and making the 7 great sects weep bitterly. In that chaotic, market-like scene, he arrogantly chased after Han Li. If it weren't for Old Devil, Han's quick thinking in throwing out a self-made toxic azure essence pearl, it's feared Han Li would have had to meet King Yama ahead of schedule to demand justice. From that point on, the two officially wrote each other's names in their blacklists, vowing to never exist under the same sky. After the demonic Dao launched its full-scale war, Wang Chan was like a fish in water, enthusiastically participating in manhunts. Once, he teamed up with his buddies, Tian Buke and Dong Xianer to ambush Nangong, but alas, the plan was foiled by that heaven-damned Han Li. Shortly after, Han Li, who was in a weakened state after having most of his magic power drained by Nangong, had the bad luck to run straight into Wang Chan again. It was almost game over. Fortunately, the main character's halo provided protection. Han Li managed to jump into a transportation formation in the nick of time, teleporting to the scattered star seas, leaving Wang Chan standing there, so mad he could spit blood, as bitter as if he had just chewed a basket of chili peppers. For Han Li, the memory of being chased by Wang Chan like a stray dog was a haunting trauma. As for Wang Chan, that insignificant little cultivator from back then had suddenly become a massive psychological shadow. Han Li officially became the person he hated most in his life. But when the thorn in his side, Han Li disappeared, his life in the Heavenly South became much more comfortable. However, good times don't last long. When Han Li returned, Wang Chan's good days came to an end. Nearly 200 years later, Han Li not only returned but had also updated to the fancy nascent soul, Yuanying cultivator version. Meanwhile, Wang Chan was still struggling on the core formation, Jidan server. Their positions and statuses had completely flipped 180 degrees, as if the heavens were playing a cruel joke. At a trade fair in the Heavenly South, fate arranged for them to meet again. Wang Chan was still a dashing core formation cultivator, but Han Li, standing opposite him, carried the deep-as-the-ocean aura of a for-real, nascent soul grand elder. In that moment, Wang Chan was stunned, petrified, his face turning as pale as a banana leaf. He couldn't believe that the weakling enemy from the past had now become his granddaddy. He was both shocked and terrified. As for Han Li, seeing this old acquaintance, he paused for a moment, then a sarcastic smile, full of mockery, crept onto his lips. The thought of sending his friend on his way immediately popped into his head. Damn it! Back then you chased me like a dog with its tail on fire. If I don't butcher you today, I don't deserve to be called Old Devil Han. Han Li muttered under his breath. Wang Chan's second uncle, Wang Tiangu, a cunning old fox, saw the situation was as tense as a violin string. Realizing the opponent was also an early nascent soul cultivator, he quickly tried to de-escalate. Ahem, fellow Taoist, please spare my nephew. For my sake, he's just young and foolish. Han Li laughed heartily and waved his hand. It's a small matter. I won't hold a grudge. He said that, but in his heart, old Devil Han was laughing coldly. The grudge of being chased to the brink of death multiple times. How could he possibly forget? It was just that there were too many big shots around, making it an inconvenient time to strike. Wang Tiangu, of course, knew better. He later ordered Wang Chan and his wife to stick together like glue, because two late-stage core formation cultivators working together might just be able to hold off a normal early-stage nascent soul cultivator. Han Li shot him a glare as sharp as a knife and temporarily spared his life. But karma never arrives late. Han Li's chance for revenge came as fast as the wind. Inside the cave residence of the ancient cultivator Shang Kun, the old enemies gathered once more. On the surface, they were cooperating to find treasure, but in his heart, Han Li had already written Wang Chan's name in King Yama's death note. You little brat Wang Chan, I've been waiting for this day for over 200 years. Han Li seethed internally. During the chaotic battle, Wang Tiangu ordered his nephew and his wife to hold Han Li back. Hearing this, Wang Chan was as happy as if he'd struck gold, laughing loudly with his eyes gleaming. My dear Han Li, this day next year will be your death anniversary. Tell me, what would you like to eat? I'll be sure to burn it as an offering for you in the underworld. But he never expected that Han Li had just finished mincing another nascent soul cultivator. When he saw the sinister look in old Devil Han's eyes, a chill ran down Wang Chan's spine. He quickly pulled his wife to cast a technique together. This was the golden opportunity Han Li had been waiting for. The old devil unleashed a vicious devil slash. With a blood-curdling scream of "Arg!" Before Wang Chan could even process what was happening, his legs had vanished into thin air. A single devastating blow left him grievously wounded, almost erased from existence. If Wang Tiangu hadn't desperately thrown himself in the way, Han Li would have finished the job with another strike. Although this battle didn't take Wang Chan's life, it severed his path to the nascent soul stage. Han Li had finally repaid the debt from all those years ago. The arrogant young master's image was shattered, replaced by that of a disabled cripple. Furious and unwilling to accept his fate, Wang Chan later crept into the Devil Fall Valley to search for a miraculous medicine to heal himself. But once again, fate pitted him against Han Li. If losing his legs was physical torture, the battle in the Devil Fall Valley was the death knell for his entire clan. An ancient devil reawakened and went on a killing spree. Wang Chan's father and second uncle became sacrificial offerings, and the entire upper echelon of the ghost spirit sect was wiped out. All the good treasures and miracle pills fell into Han Li's hands. As for Wang Chan, he once again miraculously escaped death, but had to hide like a rat in some unknown corner. The ghost spirit sect, once a mighty demonic power, became a juicy piece of meat for other sects to carve up overnight. More bitterly, while the crippled Wang Chan could not break through, his wife, Yan Ruyan, successfully advanced to the nascent soul stage. Power in the ghost spirit sect fell into the hands of the Yan clan. Wang Chan was demoted from a young master to a mere law enforcement elder in name only. Facing the threat of annihilation, Yan Ruyan had to make a bitter decision: ask for help from Han Li, their mortal enemy, who is now the strongest cultivator in the heavenly south. She offered all of the sect's most precious treasures as gifts, including the blood essence pill, which could regrow limbs. After listening, Han Li was initially indifferent, but his eyes lit up when he saw the wood spirit pearl. He agreed to help, but on one condition that was as light as a feather, yet incredibly cruel. I don't care about the others from your Wang clan, but Wang Chan, I hope not to see him again. Do you understand my meaning? For the future of the sect, Yan Ruyan chose to sacrifice her husband. Wang Chan, who had spent his life dreaming of killing Han Li, ultimately did not die at his enemy's hands. Instead, he was finished off by the woman he loved and the sect he belonged to. What an ironic and pathetic end for a demonic young master who once commanded the winds and clouds. To die at the hands of the one you love, perhaps for a life like Wang Chan's, it was what he deserved. Alright, that's all for today's video. Thank you, fellow Taoists, for stopping by to get the gossip. Remember to smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe so this humble one can get more spirit stones to make new videos. Farewell, and see you again on this drama-filled path of cultivation.